Our mind is our greatest asset, but we don't always know how to use it or fully understand it. In order to learn all about the psychology that underlies human behavior, you simply need to absorb the right knowledge. This is precisely why we created this video that will tell you the best mind-blowing psychological facts about human behavior. Number 1. Depression is the result of overthinking. The mind creates problems that didn't even exist. While many problems are resolved by giving them careful thought, rumination is repetitive thinking, which means going over and over the same thought or problem without any resolution. Rumination can definitely be harmful. Think about it. You don't typically overthink good things. Replaying distressing thoughts is like picking at emotional scabs because it brings up the distress each time we have the thought and floods our body with stress hormones as a result. This significantly increases our risk of developing clinical depression, impaired problem solving, eating disorders, substance abuse, and even cardiovascular disease. Fortunately, there are several methods, ranging from meditation to mindfulness practice to cognitive techniques that will help people take charge of their own thinking. Number 2. Power makes people care less about others. You've probably heard about the famous Stanford prison experiment. College students were randomly assigned to be either a prisoner or guard in a fake prison, and the guard started harassing the prisoners. It got so bad that the 2-week experiment was canceled after 6 days. That's pretty extreme, but later studies have found that when people feel like they're in a power position, they become worse at judging a person's feelings based on their facial expressions, indicating a loss of empathy. Number 3. People tend to be happier when they are kept busy. It appears that human beings have a desire to be busy. For example, sitting on a couch watching TV does not really make us happy. When we get to work and do what we love, we are happier. It's because when our mind and hands are busy, we are focused. A wandering mind is not a happy mind because it can lead to negative thoughts. Thinking and working can beat sad feelings. Another experiment showed that people who are forced into busyness are happier than those who are forced into idleness. Number 4. Beginnings and endings are easier to remember than middles. When people are asked to recall items from a list, they're most likely to think of things from the very end or from the very beginning. The middle gets muddled, which could also play into why you remember your boss wrapping up her presentation, but not so much about the middle. Also, if you think of the books you read as one huge block of text, you're more likely to remember things that are closer to the beginning and the end of the block than things in the middle. This is called the serial position effect, and it looks like this. Instead of thinking of the beginning and end as the first and last chapter of your book, break your book down into more digestible segments and write down what you remember after each segment. Number 5. You're programmed to love the music you listen to in high school the most. The music we like gives us a hit of dopamine and other feel-good chemicals, and that's even stronger when we're young because our brains are developing. From around age 12 to 22, everything feels more important, so we tend to emphasize those years the most and hang on to those musical memories. Researchers have uncovered evidence that suggests our brains bind us to the music we hear as teenagers more tightly than anything we'll hear as adults. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you will be the first to know when a new video comes out.